The station of the star where Jesus Christ is the star. The time is now 8:46 a.m. on this Monday, the 12th day of June. And coming your way, it's Let's Talk Real Estate with Dr. Mark Hardy, Earon Lee, and Tanya Palmer. Keep it locked in and don't touch the dial. Keep it locked in and don't touch the dial.
Detox Center for Health.
Buying, selling, or investing in real estate in Florida? Join Bishop Mark Hardy of Coldwell Banker along with Tanya Palmer Lodge and Earon Lee of Century Point Lending Solution right here on Omega Radio every Monday at 8:45 a.m. for Let's Talk Real Estate, as they share with you everything you need to know to be successful in the real estate market. You can't afford to miss it. Welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate with Bishop Mark Hardy of Coldwell Banker along with Tanya Palmer Lodge and Earon Lee of Century Point Lending Solution.
Morning, everyone, and welcome once again to Let's Talk Real Estate here on Omega Radio. I am Bishop Mark Hardy, your radio realtor, here to serve you. Along with me in studio this morning is Earon Lee, and we are here to provide you with information to advance your engagement in the real estate market, buying, selling, and may I add, even renting. We are here to help you to achieve your objectives out there in the real estate marketplace. I trust that you have had a tremendous weekend, and that you are prepared to take on the challenges and embrace the blessings of this brand new week. Certainly, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. The phrase, we will rejoice, speaks to an act of intentionality. You must make yourself, even when things seem not to be going your way, make yourself rejoice, because God has a way of intervening in your situation. And as the Word of God says, He takes all things, and when it comes together, He makes it come out for your good. And so this morning we are pleased to be with you. Earon, how things with you, man?
Morning, Mark. How are you doing? And good morning to everybody out there in Radio Land. It's another Monday, and we look forward to a productive day, a productive week, and assisting some more folks out there becoming homeowners this week.
Oh, certainly, certainly. And before we get into the meat of the matter, I want to, on our behalf, wish Bishop Manning a belated birthday. Yesterday, my birthday bash.
Happy birthday.
Yes, the Lord has really been good to him, and we just trust that he will continue to enjoy the blessings and favor of the Lord. Why would somebody want to move from renting to buying? When renting takes away overhead challenges, take away from the person the whole aspect of having to do maintenance and all of those things. Why would they want not to rent?
Well, Mark, as you put it, there is some advantages to renting in terms of, as you mentioned, not having those overhead responsibilities, right? Mm-hmm. Maintenance, maintaining the lawn, as simple as that might seem, But let's think about this. Each month, you are paying that landlord's rent, okay? That landlord is probably sitting on the first month rent, the last month rent, and a security deposit for you, right? So you have some money that's there that is not providing any return to you as the renter. However, if you are the owner of said property, you might be paying the same, or in some cases a little bit more than what you pay for rent, right? And yes, you may have some of those overhead expenses. An AC goes down, you have to replace it. A refrigerator goes bad, you have to replace it, right? But in the long term, and again, home ownership is not intended to be a quick return. It's intended to be a long-term return, long-term savings, long-term growth, right? So when you think about it, even if you have to replace those items in the house and 10 years down the road you decide you're going to sell that house and do something different, maybe it's time for retirement, maybe it's time to upgrade or upsize, family needs change, all that money that you have put in that house effectively is still sitting there in terms of equity, right?
Certainly.
So when you sell that house, even though you may have put $10, $15, $20,000 in that house over the course of say 5-10 years, right, for maintenance items and so forth, when you sell that house, 9 times out of 10, you are going to sell that house with a profit. Okay?
Certainly.
And when you compare that percentage of, what are the banks giving now for a savings account? what are the banks giving for interest on savings accounts?
It's not what we're talking
not
about.
even a percent, right?
Yes.
Not even a percent. So when you look at that, and if after 10 years you can double your money in terms of what you have put in the house or increased your returns, say 10, 15, 20, 30, $30,000, that is a greater return than you would have had by just letting that money sit in the bank. And here's the catch to it. You needed to live somewhere anyway, right?
Yes.
Why not live somewhere that you own, you control, you determine the maintenance level? You don't have to wait on the landlord to come and fix the toilet. You fix it yourself.
And you
Okay.
can upgrade the infrastructure.
Absolutely. So there's no loss to home ownership in the long run. Yes, you can have some short-term ups and downs, right? But the long-term game of real estate is just that, long-term. And your money is going to be there when you're ready for it.
That equity that is built into the property comes in more ways than one. It comes by virtue of appreciation, and it comes by virtue of your own improvement in the property. When I say appreciation, the value of land will always increase, because as we have said many times before, God is not making any more land.
Absolutely. Mark, I like to, for the folks out there listening to us on the radio, I like to give you real world experiences. It's easy for us to sit here and talk about numbers and talk about scenarios. Well, let's give a real world scenario. I have a young lady who is getting ready to retire now, Mr. Mark. Came to us about a week and a half ago. I want to take out all the equity in my house because I want to go ahead and buy a couple of properties. I need something to do when I retire, and I want to get into property management and being the landlord and so on. She's closing this afternoon, and she's closing with a hefty sum of $130,000 in cash coming back to her.
Wow.
She has owned that house for 7 years. Okay? And now she's going to take that to use as a catalyst for her next level of life. Okay? And her plan is to buy a couple of condos. And she has a very humanitarian gene, too, because she wants to rent to seniors who struggle to, that are on fixed income and so on. So, the equity without that equity in that house, she probably would not have been able to do this.
Definitely.
Okay, and she made an investment in herself and in the future, and now she's going to be able to give back to the community and help out others who may be struggling with income. So, guys, if you find yourself in that position out there where you're just trying to figure out what to do, how to do, give us a call, 954-890-4320. Again, 954-890-4320. There's so many options out there, so many ways to put that equity in your house to work, and we'll be happy to sit down and talk to you about all of them.
Certainly, and that's the number for Central Point Lending Solutions. And you can reach me, your real estate agent, at 786-327-8844. 786-327-8844. We love to tell you, and it has been proven over time, that the safest vehicle for investment today is real estate. Your money will depreciate if you leave it in the bank. You hear what I said? Your money will lose its value when you leave it in the bank. Because what you could do last year with $1,000, certainly you can't do it this year. What you could do with $1,000 10 years ago, you can't do that today. But when you put your investment dollar in the real estate investment portfolio, you will see exponential growth. And that's what we want you to experience for yourself and for your families. You know, we talk on this program about building your portfolio and building your estate investment so that you can be a blessing to your next generation, yourselves in the first instance, and the next generation, because a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Call me 786-327-8844. 786-327-8844. There's something I must come back to, Earon, as we discuss the whole aspect of engaging in the real estate market. We have been talking a lot to folks, inviting them to come in. The first thing to do is to get that pre-approval. I got a call, and the question to me was, how long does the pre-approval letter last?
All right. So, contrary to popular belief, the pre-approval letter technically does not really expire. Okay. What expires is a person's credit report, because the lenders like to have a credit report that's good for at least 90 days and through to closing. So what we always tell our clients is, okay, and this is why we always say, let us know if you're making any changes in your financial situation, whether you're going to change your job or whether you're going to increase your credit card balances or finance a new car. Let us know, because those things can affect your credit, which then affects your pre-approval. But as long as a person keeps their financial status the same, you keep working your same hours, you keep your credit card balances about the same, then your pre-approval, when the time comes, when let's say you go past that 90 days and you do find a property you're ready to move forward with, we will have to refresh the credit, yes, because we need to have a current credit report. But your pre-approval should stand the same. So if you were pre-approved for $350,000, you should still have the same pre-approval for $350,000 at that point. So yes, technically, does it expire? Yes. However, if you maintain your financial status the same, then there should be no problem reissuing you a new pre-approval.
That is why we invite you to come in and begin that conversation. Because there are a lot of misunderstanding, misconceptions, a lot of personal realities that would influence your scope and your approval standing. Let us begin the conversation. There is so much that you can do that you don't know. I guess many of you never knew about your being pre-approved, and that the standing can remain constant until we identify that property for you. We are here to serve you, to help you. Call us 786-327-8844. That is 786-327-8844. And I love to say that when you call that number, you don't get an operator. That's my straight line. Yes, I answer.
You know, Mark, while we're on the topic of pre-approvals, folks listening out there, please, 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 please. When we tell you don't make changes to your financial status, it's not because we're trying to tell you what to do. We're trying to preserve your pre-approval, because think about this. We have sent your information to a lender who has given you an approval based upon the information that we have provided. Okay? When you change that information, as small as it may be, it affects the pre-approval. Perfect story. Working on a file. Young lady got a new job. More money. Okay? No issues. She went the first day. Did not like the job. She went back to her old job. Neglected to tell us. Now she has to wait a full 30 days before she can close on this property, because the lender wants to now make sure that she is truly back on her job. Her income is what she says her income is, so they want pay stubs to prove it, right? So those things, although she will be able to close, her closing has been delayed by that. The worst could have happened is that the lender said, no, we're going to deny this based upon this inconsistency in employment.
Yes.
So guys, when life happens, things happens, you have to make choices, you have to make decisions that's best for you and your family. All we ask is discuss it with us, especially if you're under contract and moving towards the closing table. Discuss those things, because they could have negative impacts upon your approval status. And if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, again, reach us here in the office, 954-890-4320, all day, every day.
All day, every day, and we are here for you. I love to say to my listening public, I have a special offer, exclusive for listeners of Let's Talk Real Estate here on Omega Radio. So when you call me, tell me I heard you, and I will give you that special package when we get together to move you into your own home. 786-327-8844. 786-327-8844. And so until next time, bid you adieu. Godspeed be with you.
That was Let's Talk Real Estate. Join us again next Monday at 8:45 a.m. for another informative program in the series Let's Talk Real Estate. Buying, selling, or investing in real estate in Florida? Join Bishop Mark Hardy of Coldwell Banker along with Tanya Palmer Lodge and Earon Lee of Century Point Lending Solution right here on Omega Radio every Monday at 8:45 a.m. for Let's Talk Real Estate, as they share with you everything you need to know to be successful in the real estate market.
Yes, you're just tuning to Let's Talk Real Estate right here on Omega Radio. Keep it locked in and don't touch the dial. Don't go anywhere. We got more coming your way.
So, then for traveling to Jamaica, do you need a rental vehicle, a personal chauffeur, an armed or unarmed guard? If so, then for further information, please give us a call at 954